It's time for America's favorite Rocket League game show.
Guess the goal!
Yeah, that's right. My name is Sledge, and I'll be your host tonight. We have 4 specially selected members of our studio audience on the field, but that doesn't mean you can't participate at home too. Make sure you pay attention to special polls that'll appear in the right-hand corner of your screen at different times in the episode. Alright, let's get to the action. Joining me again is our chief analyst and play-by-play man, Memlo.
Hey, Sledge.
Hey Memlo, nice to be working with you again on this fine day at Champion Stadium. So, would you be able to tell our audience a little about the 4 players we have on the field and the format we're going to be using?
Sure. So today we have 3 high platinum players and 1 gold. We're going to be doing 3 games, running through each team variations so that everyone has a chance to play with and against each other. Afterwards, each player is going to cast 1 vote.
That's right, not only are we in the booth and you at home trying to guess, but 3 of these players don't know who the gold is. I'm going to explain a little bit more as we go on, but I think it's time for the kickoff of Game 1.
5 minutes on the clock. We've got Game 1, Diddy Joe up against Seeker. I'm going with Seeker.
Yep, Seeker, Diddy Joe, Sleepy, and Korn.
And we have the same requirements basically as last time, right?
That's right. So, just like you were talking about at the start, everyone has a vote. And basically, what they're going to be voting on is who they think the gold is. And we already have a goal. Nice wall play by Korn. And pretty easy aerial there for Seeker. So obviously our gold player is not going to have a vote in this. And his goal is to just blend in. So he's trying his best to keep up with this higher rank lobby. What we have is 3 solid Plat 3 players. They might have hit Diamond in the past, but that's kind of right around the area they are, Plat 3 to Diamond. And they're all playing and trying to figure out who the gold is. And even though it's every man for himself, they don't want to look like a gold. Okay, so they're not trying to throw. This isn't a Rocket League Mafia where you're trying to deceive your opponents, because there's also another vote that could affect them. So they don't want to be voted as the gold because it's going to cost them keys. We have another goal here to tie it up. Diddy Joe, nice shot.
Yeah, really good play. Blue team tying this one up, and plenty of time still left on the clock. We're seeing some interesting opportunities. Seeker and Korn had a really good opportunity for a passing play, and here, off the kickoff, Diddy Joe's just going to send this one home, taking a 2-point swing.
Yeah, big open net hit there.
And that's something you're going to see a little bit more in 2s, as there is a little bit more room on the field. Here we have a full rotation, so each player is going to play with everybody else, and we're going to see some different play styles. We're going to see some different techniques for working together, and Diddy Joe seems to be playing really well right now with Sleepy.
Maybe we're just going to keep seeing Diddy Joe score, because that's 3 for him already.
He's just trying to stand out. He doesn't want to be seen as that gold, you know?
Yeah, or maybe he is that gold, man. Right? Anything's possible right now.
I'm sure knowing you and what you're looking for when you're getting that gold, he's going to be someone with a little bit of an ego.
Yeah, I guess we could maybe talk about that, because I am looking for that confident player, but I also want to find him organically. Oh, what a demo. That was nice.
You're always looking for those demos, too.
Oh, it can't capitalize in it. So for our goal today, I actually found his a comment of his in a Discord I'm part of. And basically, when I saw it, I knew he probably is the kind of guy I'm looking for, but it was an older comment, so I had to message him. And that's when I found that he was still hard stuck in gold while he was solo queuing. The pro part of his comment obviously was mostly sarcastic, but he did claim that he could easily keep up with his friends in diamond lobbies. So he definitely has that confidence. What a save there.
Yeah, big save coming out from Sleepy. Oh my.
And then, as usual, I asked him for his quote. What did he want me to tell the audience? What a goal. And here's his quote as we watch this, because this could be him scoring here right now. He says, "Goal explosions. You're going to like the way mine look. I guarantee it." So I didn't really see a fancy goal explosion there, but maybe it just means there's going to be a lot of them.
That's pretty telling coming from someone who likes to score a lot of goals. And if he's keeping up with his diamond players, then maybe he's already got a few goals this game.
Yeah, maybe. So I don't know if we'll see any flashy goal explosions because all of these players are playing on alt accounts. So that's kind of an important part of this game show is hiding your identity. Let's just take a look at this goal and then we'll talk about that. So Seeker, nice goal here, but it made easy by that demo, Corn coming through. So we've seen demos on both sides, or has that just been Orange team that's been demoing?
It's been mostly the Orange team. It's just specifically Corn. Corn's been creating a lot of space for his teammates to find some goals, and that time he completely took out the last man and gave Seeker the easiest silver platter setup.
So yes, our players are hiding their identity. They're playing on Xbox alt accounts, so they have new names. Nobody can get on their phone and look up each other on RL Tracker to cheat, to figure out who the gold is, who the plat is. And that also means that me and Memlo, we don't know who these guys are. I told these guys to not tell me their new account names. I told them to pick simple names.
Oh, Sleepy with no boost here, and Corn's just going to take over ball control, and that's going to be pretty bad for the blue team because there's only 20 seconds left. Seeker's going to dribble this one out of his zone. He's got a good opportunity here. Sleepy's in an awkward spot, and Seeker will put up a 2-point lead with 10 seconds left, and that's just going to be nearly impossible to come back from.
Despite the score here, I'd say it was pretty even match for the first game. Kind of hard to call at this point.
Well fought for sure. We saw some really good standout plays coming out from Diddy Joe. Corn coming up with some really big demos. So even though he didn't get a lot of points, he had those 7-centered balls and really set up his teammate to score. Yeah, so sure. Maybe Corn was the higher level player setting up his lower level player to score all those goals, or was it someone on the blue team perhaps?
Yeah, there was 2 carries for sure, but I did feel like everyone was involved. So 3 goals for one player on blue, 5 for Seeker. Now, between games here, let's just talk a little bit about how scoring is going to work, because there is keys on the line. And we've kind of changed it since our last game show, Guess the Plat. So there's no first place anymore. Now everyone has their own pool of keys. So the plats will start with 10 keys, and they will receive 3 keys for correctly guessing the gold. But they'll lose 3 keys if any of their fellow plats think they're the gold. Now, the gold has no vote, so he starts with a little larger key pool. He'll want to be playing his best because every correct vote against him will cost him 3 keys. And then finally, Memlo, you'll get to weigh in for the MVP award. That's an extra 3 keys to the plat player, or 4 keys if by some miracle the gold player wins it. And lastly, our platinum players better show up because Memlo's MLG designation could cost them 3 keys.
And that's honestly my favorite part of the game. It's when I get to give out that most likely gold award.
I don't even know if award is the right thing to say for that. Like, it's like a punishment, more like. Memlo's giving out the spankings. 3 keys. So yeah, you don't want to win that award if you're a plat 3 diamond 1, getting called to gold, right? All right, so one more game, and then me and you are gonna weigh in and kind of have our pre-guesses after this game. So we better pay close attention. We got some, the teams are mixed up now.
Oh, good pass by Diddy. Can Corn finish it off? He does.
Ooh, he does. Nice. So Corn hadn't scored until this point, right? This is Corn's first goal. So who was our goal scorers last time? Diddy had 3 and Seeker had 5, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Corn was Seeker's teammate, and he had 7 center passes. So he was really setting up Seeker in all of those situations. And this time, Diddy sets up Corn.
Okay.
It's play on the kickoff from the blue team, and let's see if they can recover out of this one. Diddy's
kind
probably
of
going to punish.
Yeah.
Unfortunate there for the blue team.
Kind of a weak save there by Seeker.
And that all started just because they didn't go on the kickoff as they'd probably planned, and Corn was able to get that down in the zone, and Diddy was able to finish it up. So this one, now we've got Diddy and Corn with both. Oh, can it go the opposite way? How is this going to go? Off the post.
That was ugly.
But yeah, with Diddy setting up Corn, now we're seeing that Corn has the ability to score as well as pass.
That's true.
Be happy with this. Sleepy got a demo on the potential shooter. as he rotated back into defense.
Yes,
Seeker to put this one center. It's there, but not finished off. And now Korn's got an open net. Can he finish it?
All right. You know what? I don't want any golds or plats watching what just happened, because Korn was near post rotating in the direction of the ball, and yet somehow they come out of it okay, don't get scored on, he scores. So don't do what Korn does, guys. Don't do that. It's not supposed to work.
Well, with 3.5 minutes left to go, this still could be something that blue team could come back on.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen some good offensive pressure. It just hasn't mounted in a goal yet.
Okay.
Oh no, Sleepy left this one for Seeker, and Seeker didn't want to go.
What was this? What was that?
I'm not quite sure, but it worked out.
Sleepy was trying to dribble with ball cam on and ends up losing the ball. Then Seeker comes in and does whatever all this was. All right. Okay, I'm just checking here.
I can't criticize it at all. I mean, they got a goal, right?
I guess
and that's what matters.
I think this might be 3 golds and 1 plat. I might have made a mistake here. I'm gonna have to check the paperwork.
You're gonna have to re-edit that title. All those graphics gone to waste.
Yeah, all that graphic work. That's all right. So Blues on the board. Still got over half the game left. Oh, nice off-the-wall play by Korn. See, Korn's got me like thinking he's gold and then thinking he's that high plat. He's going back and forth. Really hard to read right now.
You know, coming from a champion player, I don't know that any of them are anything except for bronze.
See, that's something to talk about. How often have you watched platinum gameplay? Even though you watching at home, how often do you sit down and watch a platinum game from start to end? Do you even know what it looks like?
I mean, even if you're playing in that platinum game, have you seen it from an outside perspective? That's
right. Now everyone tells you to watch your replays, but let's be honest, you're not watching your replays.
I don't think I've ever seen one of my replays.
And then it's also the whole thing of watching from a different perspective. So watching at home right now, it's nothing like playing. You're not involved. You don't have that controller in your hand. So it always ends up looking slower, right?
Yeah, if we were doing the same thing with punishing the blue team as the orange team, if we were doing the same thing with the pros, you would probably criticize them as well.
Yeah, if you didn't show their name tags.
Yep, for sure. Oh, that's a good stop by Sleepy. It just wasn't enough. 4-point score margin here, and this orange team is coming out strong.
Yeah, both players on orange, Korn and Diddy, chipping in goals. They are a pretty good combo.
And then sometimes that's just going to be the way that it goes. Some people are going to mesh better with other people.
That's true. And also, you don't know who has a gold teammate right now, right? That could be the issue.
Yeah, you could be certain, hey, this is the gold that I'm playing with, and all of a sudden he just starts popping off, and then you don't know what to expect.
That's right, yeah. So, like, I don't know, Korn scored a couple goals. He didn't score last game.
Seeker scored a bunch of goals last game, but he's struggling this game.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, Sleepy's been kind of invisible for maybe both games. So you guys at home, you're going to get a chance to chime in at our next break. We are going to be putting a poll up for you to do an early vote. So who do you think the gold is after 2 games? And then we'll play our final version of teams for the 3rd game.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, I think I need 3 games to figure this one out. I feel bad for the viewer at home. I think I would need all 3 games.
Well, Memlo, you do have to make a vote now too, remember? So feel bad for yourself, because we're both going to make a call.
Someone needs to explain the rules of this game better to me. Vanna White, where's she at? Diddy Joe coming up with another goal here. This one's interesting. He's able to get it around Sleepy. He's 0 boost and confident as Sleepy grabs that 100 pad underneath him and puts that one on target. I'm just very certain at this point, right? Diddy Joe, you have to be a plat player. You just dominated the last game. You're doing it again this game.
Yeah, that whole sequence was like a Johnny Boy video. It was like, can a plat with 0 boost beat a gold with 100 boost? That's what we saw in that corner. It was very short, but that's what happened.
Good challenge, but it's leaving the net wide open. Diddy coming in strong, though.
Yeah, 9 shots in this game for Diddy.
Big plays from the orange team. My goodness.
Yeah. All right, so that is game 2. So now's the time, guys. Before me and Memlo start talking about it, and we alter your vote, click the right-hand corner of the screen. Who do you think the gold is at this point? Now, Memlo.
Yes, sir.
You have about 40 seconds to make your decision before the next game starts.
This one's going to be really tough for me. So Korn really showed up well in the first game, got a few demos, and really set up Seeker to shine. And then he shows it again in this game. Him and Diddy Joe popping off, looking really good. I'd say these guys are probably platinum players. So that leaves me Seeker and Sleepy. And from what I could see, I am leaning towards Sleepy right now. Seeker, I think, has some ability where he's able to get back in front of the ball. He's interesting on his 50-50 challenges where he's kind of hovering. I think it's risky play, but I think that it's car control that you would see from someone with a little bit more experience. So, Sledge, I'm going to have to weigh in and say that Sleepy is the gold player.
Okay, you used all your 40 seconds. Where's my time? I got to make a vote. I'm voting Sleepy too.
Oh my goodness.
Same reasons you did. Let's go. Game 3. All right, guys. Before this starts up, I just want to remind you that there's a special episode of Part 2, My Strange Addiction, the expose on Rocket League YouTuber A Musty Cow. It's airing later tonight. Now, I don't know about you, Memlo, but I found Part 1 to be equal parts interesting and horrifying.
I'd have to agree with you there, Sledge. But I'm excited for this new one where we finally get to look inside Musty's $2.5 million lakefront mansion. Definitely not one you'd want to miss.
Okay, so the final team combinations. I think we have our two big goal scorers from Game 1 together in this one. Diddy and Seeker really stood out in Game 1 as the people that could only score goals. Sleepy must have woke up, pun intended, and heard we were talking about him because that was a nice goal.
Yeah, he's really living up to his name. He didn't show anything in the first 2 games of any real significance, and then he pops off with that dribble play right past Diddy Joe. So kind of putting his mark out there.
Sleepy and Korn together. Let's see what they can do.
I mean, they're up 1 right now, and they're holding fine. Seeker and Diddy aren't getting the touches that they really need in order to capitalize on some offensive pressure. And there, Korn, again, just a long throw down to the zone, and that's going to make it hard for Diddy and his teammates to break out.
So at this point, you have to think of the players now, right? Because they now have played with every combination. And what are they thinking? Like, there's 3 plats out there that are trying to figure out, okay, who's the gold? Who was bad to play with? Who was easy opposition? Like, that's the first thing they're going to go for. Now, it's not going to work every time. Like, this is a 3-game sample size. So obviously, people can have bad games, right? But you got to go with what you see, basically, in this kind of thing.
And were you focusing too much on thinking, oh man, am I playing with the gold and he's really bad? And then you yourself started playing poorly as a result of that. So, I mean, they could be playing mind games on themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
Good pass there by Seeker. Did he get the shot off? It's in the corner. Oh no, the post and out. Good big save by Sleepy. He's going to turn the corner. He's going to go the opposite direction. Interesting dribble. I don't usually see ball cam dribbles that often.
I think the last time we saw the ball cam dribble was Game 2, and that turned into a goal.
That is true.
So far, this series has taught me that ball cam dribbles, near post from the direction, ball rotations, all good for scoring in the lower levels.
Seeker with an open net, and he finds the near post. That was
I thought that was a post. That was a close one.
He put that one away.
Yeah.
2-point goal lead here for the blue team.
Yeah. A brief flash from Sleepy at the beginning, but he's gone again. And him and Korn aren't doing too well together. Oh.
And Diddy was doing this in Game 1 a lot, too. He understands where the ball is going on the kickoff. He gets there quickly, and he just fires shots.
Yeah. Sleepy chased that one to the wall, but that's a common mistake for any rank, though. I found myself doing that, too, right? Like, oh, yeah, it bounces off walls. When did that start happening? 4 years ago. 4 years
when the game came out.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes you just think the ball might roll up and you misread
Yeah.
that half wall as it's curving up. And then sometimes it bounces out towards the middle and leaves your opponent open with a nice, easy shot opportunity.
Speaking
Corn
of open
with
shot
an
opportunities.
easy shot opportunity, but he flubs it because he doesn't have a lot of boost. Now Diddy's going the opposite way. Can Orange Team recover on this one? Sleepy waiting.
Sleepy falling asleep in the corner.
He had his 100 boost and he opted to not use any of it and gets punished as a result. Not quite sure what he's going for there. I said it was reminiscent of game 1 earlier, but I'm gonna have to take back every word that I said about that, and it's looking a lot more like game 2. We're seeing Diddy Joe coming through again, very strong player.
Kickoff. He scores kickoff goals. That's all he knows. These guys also just look at the assists. We got 6 goals. There's 5 assists on the board. So they're setting each other up. 9 shots for Blue. Blue's dominating.
And I've got 50 seconds until I get to say the B word, so we're nearing that moment. And this could be the opportunity. No, it is not. Did he? Does he? He does. There's the Brazil. Well, time is dwindling, and it still looks like it's Blue Team's control on this play. That'll end it.
So now that the games are over, it's time for our players to cast their votes. That means they're going to decide who they think the gold is. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to take a break. We're going to look over the stats for all 3 games, and we're going to see who's going to be selected as Memlo's MVP and the dreaded MLG. All right, now before me, Memlo, start to break down the scoreboard, if you want to vote without looking at the total scores, now's the time. Click in the right-hand corner of the screen, and you can enter your guess into the poll. So here is the accumulated scores for all 3 games. So from this, Memlo, what are you thinking?
So based off of what I saw and some of the incredible plays that he was a part of, I think that Diddy Joe was our standout player.
Hold on a second. We actually had the budget for a drum roll, so we're going to have that.
Yes!
Go ahead.
All right, for my MVP, I would give it to Diddy Joe. Stood out among all the rest of the players. Seeker and Korn did a really good job, but I think Diddy he really shined.
Diddy is the Memlo MVP. Nice. And now the most likely gold.
And I think by these stats you can kind of see, and we said it after game 2 as well. Sleepy just didn't quite show up with the same performance as everyone else. If he's not gold, I'm going to be really surprised. But Sleepy, you didn't show up today, and as a result, I think you are the gold.
All right. Now, the player votes are in. So, we have 2 players voting for Sleepy, 1 player voting for Diddy Joe, and 1 player voting for Seeker. So there is 4 votes up here, and that's because I tell the gold player that he has a chance to take a stab at someone. So his vote doesn't count, but this is his time to say, I think this player was the worst. So that's what we're seeing right now. So a little bit spread around, but we do have 2 votes for Sleepy on there. All right, now we're down to the finale, and we are going to learn the players' ranks. Our first plat was Seeker. Our second plat, Korn. And finally, our third plat, Diddy Joe. Sleepy was the gold.
Woo.
You got it right.
I was sweating there a little bit.
So going back to the quote, I'm sorry, Sleepy, we just got to bring this up again. You only showed us 1 goal explosion. So, I don't know. Memlo, you a little disappointed? I'm disappointed.
All right, as we look at the final tally and what our contestants are taking home today, I just want to say another thank you to Sleepy, Diddy Joe, Korn, and Seeker. Also, big thanks as always to Memlo for casting this show with me again. And finally, thanks to my Patreon supporters who make prize pools like this possible. If you're interested in a special Discord role, sneak peeking my videos early, or just helping out the channel, I invite you to check out the links I have in the description of this video. My name is Rocket Sledge. Thanks for watching.